Hello, hello. Today is sort of a microphone's a bit crazy. Today is bit of a mixed bag day of stuff, really. So I want to try and I finished off quite a lot. I'm going to go through things in a minute, but I want to finish this shop. I know I kind of started it late one night and then gave up on it because I couldn't get my brain around getting this. But yeah, I need to sort this out. Well, I don't know why, but I've just noticed that the scale and all this stuff is wrong. I'm wondering whether that's why I was experiencing problems. Possible. Everything on this is all scaled wrong. Don't know. Weird. What? Very odd. Very odd. But I know that I had a couple of problems with some stuff. Wow. I'm just trying to figure out. What is going on? Why is the scale all screwed up? I don't know. This would explain a lot, actually. So what I tried to do was to sort out these frame, you know, the actual window frame bit, because it's just way too it's overly complicated. I mean, that's for what it is. And I separated the stuff up here. So I might have to do these windows differently, I think, because they don't need to be so complicated. Of course, once I've done one, it can be replicated across all of them. I think I started on this one here because I'd separated the actual frames. I don't know why I made the frames so complicated. I think it's just the vertical parts that are strange. Anyway, I'm going to work on that. But anyway, what I was going to do was just kind of demo my bits and pieces. This is... Oh, this was the original. Yeah, this was the original kind of design of the shop, and it was okay, but I'm not 100% happy with it. I know I can do this better. So things that I've actually finished. Samurai sword. This is my second attempt at doing a sword, and my first one was just atrocious, really. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought I could try and do swords, and then yeah, it's a lot more difficult than you think. But I think a samurai sword is actually quite... I think swords in general are actually quite simple to do. It's just that it's the topology of them that's unusual. I think my steampunk residence is now finished. PR shots have all been done. Yeah, I'm happy with the way this has come out. I've had some good feedback on this. I finally finished the stairs. I got the stairs looking how I wanted the stairs to look. I was actually really quite happy with the outcome of the stairs. So it actually looked more like stairs. And so for I keep calling it squid, but it's, I forget now, the assets website. So they obviously want, you know, topology pictures and stuff, UV pictures. But yeah, it's come out quite good. And then I'm happy with that one. My steampunk hat. Yeah, I had a problem with that the last stream, I think. I went in I went in to do some kind of, well, I did do some PRE type shots and got my shots, and then when I first went in, then realized that somehow I'd screwed up the whole UVs on the hat. I don't know quite how I did that, but yeah, it was a bit crazy. But it was very easy to just redo. I just re-UV'd it, and then it's a high-res version of the hat. So yeah, that's been done. My atrium I finished off yesterday, my mini atrium. So these are the PR shots for it. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. Yeah, I managed to get my one of my dials that I did. I don't know whether anyone saw that video. It's quite good. But yeah, what I would like to try and do, I might even attempt it today, is I would like to try and get this flywheel working. So I've parented the works of the wheel, right? So, you know, the wheel with this rod here, and then we've got this kind of, what they call it, an adverse cam. You know, this goes around, and obviously this is acting like a pump. So obviously as this turns, I would like the rod to go around and around and around, and of course it's going around. The top part will go around in 360 degrees, but the bottom part will literally just go up and down, and you get this kind of whole pumping action type thing. I don't know how difficult that is. I've never attempted that in Blender. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Turned out really well. The only real issue with this is the fact that there are so many, because of the plants, there are an awful lot of polygons in this. I mean, it's just massive. It's up like something like 1.3 million. But you know, it looks good and it looks effective and whatnot. So I like the fact that my dial is in there. Yeah, it's good. So it's a sort of steampunk mini atrium. It's for producing oxygen, clean oxygen, and then this is obviously a pump that compresses it into bottles, right? So fresh air and pumped into canisters. Let's see, that's a UV picture, that's a topology picture. So that, I was really happy with that one. Okay, my plasma ray cannon has been finished as well, so yeah, I was quite happy with that. It's kind of what I call a mid-level detail topology, really, on this. But I like the effect. I like the effect of it. It actually looks like a model, as in, you know, like something you'd put on your desk, more than it being, you know, the scale of it is actually, look, there's my scale model there. So it's pretty big. But yeah, I was just quite happy with the way this turned out. Yeah. And then pipes, I haven't really finished off my pipes yet. I need to get my pipes done, but they look good. They look good. I think they need a little bit more attention because some of the texturing is a bit crazy. It's a bit all over the place, but my nuts and bolts one, my idea about the nuts and bolts was, this wasn't anything, you know, but my idea behind it was to actually cut down geometry on some steampunk stuff by having a normal of nuts and bolts, right? So that it actually just looks like nuts and bolts, but then you've got this effect, you know, of depth, perception of depth. And I realized when I was doing it why it didn't work. And I saw somebody actually producing normal maps for doing producing cutters, and the way he did it was actually quite interesting. Or let me just adjust this camera a minute. I keep pushing this camera back. There we go. The keyboard cam, right. And then, yeah, so I kind of need to revisit that, and I think I know how I'm going to do that now. So, obviously my steamship's been completed. I still love this model. I still like it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. My lampposts have been done, been completed. These are very simple. I mean, they're fairly simple, straightforward. So I put the lamps on top of the posts and created a load of variations of lampposts so that, you know, literally people can just bring them in wherever, you know. Another thing I need to do is I need to put all these on my Second Life marketplace shop. I keep being asked if I've got a shop in World, but it's just so expensive. That's the only problem. I don't know why stuff in Second Life has to be so expensive. Dials and gauges, my PR shots for that. Again, really happy with how these turned out. Got a lot of really nice feedback from people about these, and I will use these on my builds. So yeah, I was really happy with how this turned out. My boiler. Yeah, this is something else I need to put on Turbo Squid. My plasma generator. Yeah. So, back to this. I want to get this sorted because this is dragging on and dragging on and dragging on, and it needn't be. And the only thing I really need to do now is to sort out the frame. You know, I need to get this sorted. So I think what I'm going to do. Okay, so the idea I had was to bring this out. Can't remember now. Ooh. So I think there's a couple of ways I can do this, and I think I'm the way when I tried to do this before, I think I made it overly complicated. I think I made it too complicated, and it doesn't need to be. So I'm thinking along the lines of, let me duplicate this again. Right, I just want to put that out there. Oh, there was something that I came across that I thought up here in your outliner, right, where all your parts are. I came across this the other day and I thought, wow, how brilliant. You know, again, Blender's just amazing. But if you do the filtering, and this is very, very useful because I find it so irritating when you've got a floor or other objects in your scene that you're working on, and then when you try and highlight something, right, it gets all highlighted like this, and I find it really, really irritating, especially things like objects that, you know, that are around your scene that maybe you use for reference, like sometimes I'll put a plane on the floor, and you know, and every time you try highlighting something, like if I was just to do this, it would highlight the floor as well. And I didn't realize that actually when you go up to filtering here, you can actually, this little arrow selectable, you can actually switch that off on something. So if I switch this arrow off on that object there, but I still want it left in the scene, now if I select this front glass, it doesn't select the back one. That's really clever. The thing is, you have to remember that you've done it, because otherwise you can't select it at all. You know, you can't highlight it like that. So if I turn that off, it means that I can click on it as much as I like, and I can try and select this part as much as I like, but I can't. But it's a filter. I love it. I absolutely love it. I will be using that a lot. So I thought, you know, that was really, really good in itself. Just when you put something on the floor, like you want to put something on the ground, or like for instance, I drop in my photo studio. You know, I don't want to keep every time I select something clicking on the backdrop or the lighting or, you know, the props or whatever that's in your scene, but you want them to stay there. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to work on this. So my idea is that the original thing was I created the window and then put the frame around, right? It was a separate mesh that I had to put in and around. the reason why you have to do it on the inside is because when people go on the inside, they will not see anything because they will see the glass that's on the inside, but then they won't see the frame, so they just see an open window. So you have to put the frame on the inside of the window, if that makes sense. So let's take that off of there 1 minute. Let's shade that flat so I can see the edges. I'm gonna add a solidify modifier, and I don't think it has to be particularly thick. Right, so my idea now was, I think I will apply that. My idea was, we've got 1, 2, 3. I was going to use bevel just to create these frames. And so what I think I will do is create a vertex group and just call this glass, right? And assign that. See, what I was thinking was this selects it all the way around. If I add something like that, right? Right, so if I bevel those lines, so I want to keep this simple. Right, so I'm thinking, right, ooh, I got a feeling this is going to work. Why didn't I think of this before? I don't understand why I went to the trouble of making these individual frame, window frames for the inside and the outside. It seems crazy. Right, if I create another vertex group, and I call this frame, right? Yeah, that's selected the whole thing, isn't it? If I select, that's fine. I don't mind doing this actually, because I've learned over the years that vertex groups save a huge amount of time. especially for things like this. There's so much to learn about Blender. I mean, it's just, this is why I love using it, because just every day I just learn something. Okay, so this is the glass. Let's assign it. So if I select the glass. So really select similar. No, select similar area. Why? Okay. It's because I selected the glass and assigned the glass before I did the frames. That's fine. I don't mind as long as I get this right this time. Okay, so if I now select invert and then assign that to the frame, deselect, select. Ah, interesting. Deselect, frame, select. Oh, what is going on? Interesting. Right, let's do that again, shall we? Assign that to glass, deselect, select. Why is it doing everything in between? Interesting. I don't know. Are you modeling yet? Hello. Oh, sorry, Monistark. How are you? Everything to the group and you're adding them. Yeah. Sorry. I've been streaming for a few weeks now and I don't have anyone in, so I've kind of got out of the habit of looking who's in my stream. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But if I select everything that's in glass and then remove it, right, and then select everything that's in frame and remove it. Oh, because I'm not. I'm confused. So if I assign that to glass, right, deselect, select. Why is it picking up everything in between? I don't get why it's picking up everything. If you already have something selected and you click select, it doesn't deselect what you have selected. Ah. I don't normally have this problem with this. Okay, let's just remove this, right? You need to deselect everything in your viewpoint by clicking select. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right, so I mean, if I select those panels there, I create a vertex group and just call it glass, right? And then I assign it to that, right? Deselect, select. That's weird. I only selected those bits. Glass, assign. Or it's more obvious than vertex. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So if I select that. Yeah. That actually, now that begins to make sense. Yeah, you're making sense again. How dare you come into my stream and make sense? Share that. Yeah, of course it does. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just thought it was going to be slightly easier to just. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because I don't want to select. I want to make the frame. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to replicate this frame, right, on the window, but I want it to become part of the window, whereas originally what I had was the glass, and then I individually created this frame, and of course it's just crazy geometry. I mean, it's just not really very good. I'm revisiting this model because I want to get it finished. I know it's a model that can be sold. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to try and make it part of the window, and it has to be done on the inside and the outside, because if people go into the building, they need to see the frame from the outside, whereas if I only make it look like it's got a frame on the outside, when people are inside they won't even see the frame. What I was going to do was, actually, I can probably, was it you said you can alt click to select the face loops of the frames? Yeah, but then it's going to go all the way around. I don't want it to go all the way around the window, if you know what I mean. I just want it to be on the front and the back of the window, not on the edges, if you know what I mean. I'm doing it the long way, but I thought I could create a vertex group and then just, you know. But yeah, you're right. Okay, the hint is in the name, vertex. I'm pretty sure I've done it before. It may just be because, as you say, the vertices are not being shared. Maybe on other models that I had used this for, and it worked. It worked fine. But for this, obviously, it's not going to work. So what I was just going to do was to invert that. Alt E on the normals. Ooh. Of course, it's done it along the top, isn't it? Duh. It's doing what I didn't want it to do. Is it's doing it along the top of the glass. Why is this so difficult to do, this window? I gave up on this before. You can deselect them. How do you do that? I've seen people doing this, but how do you deselect? I've never used deselect. Is it alt? Alt and click. Thing is, do X-ray mode. Okay. Okay. What, and then is it shift? Oh, control. Oh, you're a lifesaver. Okay, I've never used deselect. Isn't that interesting? Cool. That's exactly what I wanted. I didn't deselect. Why is it not deselected those top bits? And deselect the ones on the side. Oh yeah. Control. But why is it not deselecting these ones here? It's doing the glass. How weird. How weird. What if I see? Look. Oh, it is. Is it? It is deselecting them. I think it just doesn't look like it is. Control. Right. Okay. I must remember that. Control. I think I always thought it was shift and it didn't work, and then I couldn't really figure out what it was. So if we go back into this mode, Alt E, if we extrude along normals. Oh, what? Oh my god, amazing. Amazing. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Yes. I'm going to say the F word. Friggin' brilliant. That is exactly, Morningstark, you saved the day again. You're the sanity man. Frog. Yeah, frog. I was going to say frog. See, I don't know why. When I originally did this building, I don't know why I made the frames separate. And I can remember it being a real pain in the bum, and it just wasn't. I guess it just comes with time. It's experience, isn't it? But that is exactly what I wanted. Cool. Yeah, it just comes with time, doesn't it? This is the thing. So okay, what I want to do now, of course, is go Control plus, and now assign woodwork to that, right? Deselect, select. Okay, and then glass select is the rest of it. Deselect the frame. Fantastic. That's that solved. That is the problem solved. Friggin' brilliant. And it looks better as well, because it looks part of the glass. This, I was never really very happy with how this was, because it didn't really look part of the glass. It just looked weird and awkward and everything, and now this looks like it's part of the glass. God, it just looks amazing. It looks amazing. Right, so now what I can do is I can replace all of this with this, which will bring, hopefully, the geometry down, the polygon level. Yeah, I'm going to take this out of the equation. Look, see, this was all separated. It was just a nightmare. And I was never really very happy with it. And usually what tends to happen is when I'm not happy with something, I just give up on it. It takes too much trouble to try and fix and resolve it, and then you saved the day, Mr. Morningstark. Yeah. See, it's not. I don't know what the hell. See, they're not lined up right. I can't even select it. Right, okay. Let's take that out of the equation 1 minute. Let's just join that, because it's just a pain in the ass. So, okay, so this has obviously got more faces for some reason. That's only got 352, and that's got 1,142. I don't get that. How is that more? It's got the same amount of frame. Oh. No, that's built on the inside as well. Hang on, let's go back in here. I don't understand that. How is that the same? This has got more geometry on it, surely. For the frames. So I've joined this together in X-ray. I don't get that. How weird. Go wireframe mode, right? So that's still 352. And if I go over here, 1,100 and... What have I done wrong? That's weird, because it actually looks like less geometry on that than this one. Very odd. That aren't doing... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's just do a cleanup. It could be just something I've done. Yeah. Okay, so there was nothing there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that removed a shed load of stuff. I must have screwed up somewhere along the line. Yeah, that's... Oh my god. What the hell have I done there? I must have duplicated it on top of itself somewhere. I think I've overdone it. That's probably what it should be. Yeah, I can delete some of the stuff, especially at the top and the bottom where it's just not needed. Okay, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Still high. Let's do this again. What am I cleaning up? And then... No. Yeah, I know I can delete some of this stuff. Control Shift. No. God, it's so fine. You box selecting X-ray. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I like that. I like the way that that's turned out. I need to get rid of this. Let me just move this out of the way a minute. Control. Yes. So if you press Control again, okay, so you have to press Shift to select. Okay, and then I can do the edges. Z, nope. Faces. Okay, right. So we deleted a load of stuff there. There's no geometry on the inside. It's really weird. Right, so let's just do a cleanup again. Delete loose. There isn't any loose stuff. Right, that's absolutely fine. Mesh. Cleanup. Merge. See, that deleted a load of stuff. And that has brought it down a lot. I think you're right. I think yeah, everything. Yeah, definitely. It looks a hell of a lot better. I'm over the moon already. That's made my day. What got deleted there? I think a load of just probably you were right. There's probably faces or vertices that actually were duplicated somewhere along the line, because I was messing around with this earlier. So, but that looks pretty clean to me. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that actually, what are we on now? Oh, that's better. 642. Fantastic. That's halved it. And it looks really clean. Ah, oh, so much better. Right. So this is a good one. Is it Alt D X? Yeah. Right. So that's so much better. So if we push this back into place. perfect. That is perfect. Cool. So I can delete all of these. Oh, this looks so much better. I can finally get this build done because it's just been hanging around for a long time. I don't know why I did all this separately in the beginning. I really don't. And I can remember, I mean, it was okay a bit. It was okay to build, but it was a real pain. I mean, it was a few years ago now when I made this, so I've learned a lot. I've learned a huge amount, really. I've probably learned more in the last year, and actually more since streaming than all the years I've been using Blender, to be honest. With people like yourself and people like Pantheon 3D, I mean, yeah, I mean, my learning experience has just exploded. Right, so if we go over here, okay. We go down here. Oh my god, I can just tell straight away that it looks just 10 times better. Pretty sure that's... Where are we at with this? We need to go up. Okay, there we go. And it's just so much easier to select it as well. There, fantastic. Now this, I'm pretty sure all I did was I scaled them. I scaled it down. Cool. Oh my god, look at that. Top of the view for the icon. See the little dot in a square at the top of the... This. Transform pivot point. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've played around with a lot of these, yeah. When things don't work, I nearly always come here and find out that you know, that one of these is not correctly, like trying to scale things like edge loops. You can change how you manipulate things. You could have scaled the window individually. Yeah, I know. It doesn't always, yeah, individual origins. It doesn't always. I only seem to remember this when things don't go right. You know, when I'm trying to scale edge loops and things, I think, oh yeah, I'm on the wrong. I don't know, what do you call this? A pivot point. That's right. Yeah, I'm usually on the wrong one. Yeah, when things don't go right, which is actually quite a lot of the time. Something I don't know whether you saw my stream earlier. Um, I found out this really neat thing the other day that I picked up. Again, you know, it's one of those. It's always such a small thing that makes such a big impact. Like for instance, if I add a plane here, right, and if I scale that out like that, for instance. Now I do this quite often, and I've seen other streamers do it, and other people who use Blender do this. So they have a plane like here, but let's just say now I want to select, right, if I deselect it, if I say I want to select this, right, you know, one thing, and the plane happens to be in the background, it selects that as well. So I only learnt the other day that you can actually have this add this filtering with selecting on. Right, so now what I can do is I can select the plane and then say I don't want to select that anymore, and then when you highlight something you don't select the plane, and it's just such a simple thing. It's such a simple thing, but it, you know, like I can select these now without selecting the plane in the background, right? Because now I can't even select the plane. It's, yeah, yeah, exactly, and that's where it used to drive me up the wall, and you'd be doing something and you didn't realize that you'd actually accidentally selected the plane or the backdrop or something off into the distance, but you still want it in the viewport. And yeah, it's such a simple thing, but I just saw someone actually do it. And I thought, and they weren't even, if you like, teaching that bit. They just thought, what on earth is it they've just done? And then realised it was in the outliner under, you know, this selectable. So you can, yeah. And that's but I've seen so many people using reference images and they've never done that. It was only someone recently that I watched a video and saw them doing it, and I thought, what is it they've done? You know, they clicked on it, and I kept replaying it and thinking, wow, I've never seen that. Never occurred to me to use that. Okay, speaking of which, I can now delete these because I don't need them anymore. This now I am happy with. I don't know what's happened to all my lights. I used to have lots of lights in there. Maybe I've switched the lights off. I'm just going to have that as ground. But yeah, I'm using it a lot. I see, again, you know, I listen to what people say, and if I don't think I'm going to remember anything. See, look, you know, when you first came in to my stream a little while ago, and I wrote down everything. I wrote everything down, and now I hang it on the wall, and I still refer back to this, you know, because it's so useful. But now I've done it so many times, I've nearly remembered everything on there, you know. So okay, the windows have now been done. Is that in the windows? Yeah, okay. So the windows are now fantastically done and they look amazing. Did I scale this? No, I didn't. Right, okay, so they're all to scale, but I need to apply scale on that. Of course I can't do that, can I? Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, I could do that, yeah. Yeah, it would be very useful. I mean, it'd be useful if they had something like that inside Blender, you know, that you had like a little shortcuts. You know, you could just highlight it and go, what is the name of that? I know there's, what is it? F1? No, there used to be F1. I think it's H, is it? No. I can't remember now. Search function, yeah, but I can't remember. It used to be really easy to get to the search function, but I mean, they've got it down here now. Well, actually, I don't even know. Oh no, that's part of something else. But it used to be F1, and up came a help window. F3, is that right? Okay, so they've changed it. Yeah, but you have to remember what you're looking for. You don't know, you know. I wouldn't necessarily keep remembering that that's called the pivot point, transform pivot point. I'm not going to remember that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, a little. I mean, I've got 3 screens as it is, but it would be handy to have like a little quick cheat sheet type thing, and scale, apply scale, object. Yeah. Okay, so what happens if you type in pivot point? Oh, okay, so it's a full stop. Oh no, it's just highlights. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I've got a light in here. Okay, so where is the light then? It's interesting. Right, so I've got the main building. I've got the ground. Oh, there it is. Right, okay, so I hid it in the studio. So I've got this light. Yeah, this is it. You gotta, and that I find really quite irritating with things like Windows 11 search function now. You know, things like that. They seem to assume that you actually know what you're looking for. You know the name of what it is you're looking for, which I find kind of interesting. What I want to do is actually move that back. Can't remember what type of light is that. Point light. I don't think that's the light that I really need, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they all seem to follow the same sort of thing, don't they? I just want to... Okay, this is looking a lot better. That's better. Wow, I've got a lot of lights here. Why? Okay. Top light's not particularly very strong. Yeah, it's better. I think it's probably in... No, that's fine. Why are you getting so popular? Yeah. Yeah, I got mixed views about AI. Obviously, I'm involved in an awful lot of computer security, and I don't know. I'm just not convinced that. I mean, it's very clever. AI is very, very clever, but I just think that there are things that, as humans, we're not drawing the line on its use. People are just using it willy-nilly to produce stuff, whether it's reports or graphics or videos and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I just think behind the scenes is, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings actually about AI. It's very clever, it's all really, really very clever, but I don't know. It's a bit like robotics. I mean, again, that's out of control, isn't it? And unfortunately, all this stuff gets used for military. It's either military or sex, and and it gets abused, and then of course the wrong, it gets into the wrong hands, and that's what's happened with AI. It's now got into the wrong hands, and people who want to use it for scamming and yeah. Typing the right words. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Cool. Well, because the program's limited to the naming structure inside it, isn't it? What did I do? Oh yeah, okay. So I did that before. Okay, that's looking a lot better. It's a bit bland because I've just made everything black, but that is the windows look so much better now. And of course from the inside they look like windows. Yay! I think I've done something with the it's very soft. It looks very soft. I think it's something here, isn't it? Can't remember now what it is. Can't remember. Looks like Linux. Doesn't look like Windows. It looks like Linux. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Why does it look so soft? It looks all mushy, like the I'm in obviously this mode it looks a viewport shading mode, but when I go into rendered view it looks really, really soft, and I think it's down to this. Is it noise? Denoising? There's no light coming outside in. Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you mean. So what I could do is this, isn't it? I could drop a HDRI in there. Don't want anything too big though. Yeah, I've kind of got a spotlight one outside, but if I drop that in just for now, it's just a plain simple but it looks very mushy even from the outside. Why does it look so mushy? It looks very soft. Render. I think it's the settings here. Cycles. Yeah. I got mixed samples. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the sampling. Don't know. Denoise. Is it because of denoise? Right. Oh yeah, you could be right there. Yeah, okay. I don't mind the noise on stuff. It's only just a preview. Look at that. It actually looks like a proper building. You got reflections on the windows and everything. Wow. I think I actually got rid of all of my textures, if I remember rightly. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. I think I destroyed the shading though. Yeah, I did. I destroyed the shading because I wanted to start from scratch. Yeah, and of course the more I keep moving around, it's doing that. Wow, this is looking so much better. Black metal work, then I've got the sign frame, then I've got the sign. Okay, that's fine. How have I allocated this? That's the sign. That's the sign frame, and then I think the rest of it is, yeah, okay, that's fine. Did I don't know whether, yeah, so I've done the windows. Yeah. Why has that got the material there in it? I need to remove that from there. It doesn't need that. I don't know why I put that on a piece of wood. Woodwork. Okay, so this glass. Hello. Dicero. How are you? Welcome to my Saturday stream. I'm trying to finish off this house. Oh, this shop, actually. And I've got to finish it because people are asking me about it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the denoising was causing the problem. Yeah, so even on that it's much better. And then if I go here, yeah. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, I haven't got any textures on this yet, so that's why it's looking very white or grey at the moment. I think that's metalwork. This one, brickwork. Okay, that's fine. Woodwork. This, glass panes, black woodwork. Okay, we're fine. I think we're getting there with this. We got the doorknob on the door. We got the steps. Ooh, I don't have anything for the steps. That's interesting. Right. Cycles. Yeah, I use cycles. Woodwork. Black metal work. Black woodwork. Okay, that's fine. Black woodwork. Yep. Okay, we're good. Morning Stark, I'm just so happy about these windows. I have resisted addressing this building for so long because the windows just drove me up the wall. And yeah, I'm over the moon with that. Right, so if I highlight this, what are we looking at? 7,800. That is brilliant. I know I've selected the lights and everything, but yeah, that's 7,800. That is very acceptable. The roof, brickwork and roof tiles, I've got that. I think are pipes, yeah. Lights don't have verts. Oh, okay. Okay. Right, let me save this. See, I was going to do, you know, the other thing I really love, and I'll show you an example of what I'd really like to do, but I think it could be a texture thing, or I could even put it on as a, I tell you what I really love about old buildings and glass. Right, so I think I will do it as an overlay. You know, when you get really seriously old buildings, and I don't understand, you know, they have like glass that's maybe 400 years old. Not that this is more of a Victorian style. I love stained glass as well, but I have seen windows with, can't find it now. Yeah. But you know molten, you know when they used to do glass, you know, we're talking hundreds of years ago, but it was never really very clear. And I think a building like this looks too clean if it's you know, I want it to like look old as well. Do you know what I mean? I know I can do that obviously with textures, but with the glass, I don't know what you'd call it really. It's like the you know, the imperfections in antique glass. But anyway, right. So I'm going to now bring this into, I'm pretty sure everything has got texture materials assigned. Yeah, this should be relatively easy to. Oh, what about the floors? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They've each got a ceiling and a floor. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. God, is it possible? Is it possible that I'm gonna have a building? Come on, how do you, I don't want to I want to deselect. Okay. Select objects. Select objects. Select objects. Windows. Select objects. Okay, right. So we've got, I think we've got everything there now. File, export, FBX. So we're in the shop. That's fine. Export. I need to create a wow. We're getting so many assets now. Steampunk shop, there we go. I need to create a subfolder. called textures. What's the glass? It's going to bug me now what the glass effect is. There are some buildings that I've been to here in the UK that's had it. It almost looks like a melted bottle that's been, and it could be, maybe that's what it is, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the way that the glass has been, the window glass has been made, but it's kind of got a bottle effect. You very often saw that effect in old shops and pubs. Frosted glass. Yeah, no, it's not. I can't remember now what they call it. I'm trying to find antique glass windows pub. I'm going to try and find it. Yeah, I know what you mean about the frosted glass, but that's not what it is. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. How can I get that up? I don't know what you call this effect. Oh, yeah, there we go. There. Right. That effect. This kind of melted, I don't know what you'd call it. You see, this isn't a pub, right? Crown glass window. I don't know what you call that effect, but that kind of melted glass. Yeah, but I might just put that on as I might create something and just put that on some of these windows. It'll make it just look that little bit special. In a pub, yeah, frosted glass. Some of the pubs down in London, they got some beautiful frosted glass, and I love some of the tiles as well. Okay, so we have the same old process in here. We're going to go to shops, Steampunk. There we go. Open that up. We want 2K. Okay. Boom. There we go. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Ah, of course, I've screwed up all the UVs on this house, haven't I? Damn. Yeah, I've seriously screwed up the UVs on this house because I destroyed all the... Yeah, I've got to sort that out first. And of course I haven't done UVs on this new Windows. Of course I screwed up everything on this. None of this is going to texture right. Okay, I'm jumping the gun. Let's sort out the UVs. I think some of this will be absolutely fine. Ooh, or not, as the case may be. And I remember actually doing the UVs, not with my new workflow as well. So yeah, I think I need to do the UVs on this properly. Let's just see what this gives us. That is perfect. That is perfect. Okay, this isn't going to take very long. Yeah, I really screwed up the UVs on this. You know what? That's steps. That's not going to make an awful lot of difference having a UV like that. Why have I got that there? I don't need that there. Okay, right, let's just whiz through this. . Oh dear, oh dear. Right, yeah, because I've taken everything off of this, haven't I? Damn. Cool. Cool. I was doing a load of UV unwrapping yesterday, and I found this button to be also really useful. Okay, so pack. Sometimes this doesn't seem to do a very good job. Pack. There we go. It's better. We just needs a little bit of help every now and then. Right, okay, so if I select that one and then select that one, I don't think there are any others the same. Cool. So we've done that, this. Ooh. Yeah, that's a really good UV. Why does the UV look like this? Okay. How weird. What a weird way of doing. Okay. So let's just mark seam on all of that. Better. Okay, so it's used the same UV, that's fine. Right, so we've done the steps. We need to do these windows. These windows are the same as the other side. I used to use this smart UV project on everything before, and yeah, years ago, because there weren't that many options for UV years and years ago, and smart UV came in and everyone just used it. It wasn't the best. Of course, you know, over the years things have changed, and that window is the same as that window. Control L. Copy UV maps. I always just check it for some reason, because you never know. There we go. Okay, that's fine. So we've got that far. We've done the bottom of these. We need to do this window, and then we can map that to all the others. Those UBs, yeah, UB40s. Let's just see what that's going to look like if I just do this. That's not the end of the world. That is actually not too bad. Yeah. Ooh. What? Yeah, there we go. Why does this do it? So something's screwed up here. Some verts somewhere. Yeah, and I think this is again the duplication thing, isn't it? Yeah, I think there is a pane of glass somewhere that's got duplicate. Ooh. Where is that? Where is... Oh, it's there. So something's got screwed up there. Looks alright to me. Verts, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that looks fine. Weird. There we go. Right, so something that, yeah, oh no. It looks fine. Why can't I see? Weird. Can I see this in here? It's almost like there's a an extra plane. Looks alright to me though. It's that there. Looks fine. Oh. Okay. Right, yeah, I think I've seen this before. Oh no. It's like there's a plane. It's like there's a plane, yeah, so there's something is not right there. Sometimes you get this when you do stairs. There's like this really weird anomaly where you get a plane that seems to be layered on top of another plane, and it's almost folded over, but you don't. It's almost like you don't see it, which is quite interesting. If I just highlight that. What if we just go right? Inside faces. It's really odd because that actually looks alright. How strange. This, I mean, that as a UV is fine. Search function. What AI search? Ooh, okay. Okay, so that as a UV is actually not bad. Yeah, I think this as a UV is fine. I mean, it's organized. It's only going to use a. I'm going to be using. I think that's fine. It's separated absolutely everything out individually. Yeah, that works fine. Ask a texture artist to texture that for you. They'll murder you in the most... Yeah, I know, but I mean... I know what... again, it's thinking about the end game. I know where I'm going to be texturing this. They're all individual panes of glass, so it doesn't really matter if they're upside down or the right way around. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I would take more care about the orientation of polygons, like if it really absolutely mattered, like if an artist was gonna, you know, start wanting to, you know, texture something around the right way. Yeah, I get that. Then put you God, I really screwed up this. I really screwed up this all these UVs. Let me select these panels, and then UV follow active quads. No, that doesn't work either. No, it's got to be. Yeah, I know what you mean. What have I done with this door? Why do I have... What? Why does that need to go all the way around? Oh, I know why, because I think I mirrored it. Yeah, I mirrored it, that's right. I don't need that. Dissolve edge. I don't need this. Everyone's got their own different way of working though, haven't they? You know, and did you hear? Did you hear about? I had a session with Pantheon about using Blender with Substance Painter. Did he tell that story at all? No. I was explaining to him about the actually no, I probably do need those because I've got them on here. Probably why I left them there. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make this really simple. we bounce ideas off of each other so much. It's just brilliant. Okay, so I've done some tutorials before with demonstrating how to use. I don't use Substance Painter for art because I'm not really an arty artist, right? I'm not, you know, I can't freehand draw stuff, and you know, I can't do that even on a computer. But I basically use Substance Painter for texturing, right? The plop plop sound with every... Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. Mark seam. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I really want to do on there. But I use Substance Painter for literally just texturing because I just find it so much easier, and I've always hated texturing inside Blender. I don't know what it is. It's just clunky. To me, it's just clunky. So I've always used Substance Painter because I just find it easier to work with. And so we had a session together which was absolutely brilliant about using Blender with Substance Painter and how I use it. And I think it kind of blew his mind a bit on how easy it was to create textures, okay, to use inside Blender, and it just works seamlessly. It just works brilliantly. And yeah, he had a few choice words about how quick it was to actually use the texturing inside Blender. And yeah. I mean, Substance Painter, I always look at all of this stuff as a tool, right? Everything is a tool. And I find if it's not easy to do inside Blender, to me it's just I find it irritating. And there are certain things that Blender is absolutely fantastic at, and there are other things that it's just not very good at all. I'm going to cut the inside of this, I think. And texturing is one of those things, and I've watched so many videos to try and get my head around texturing and such like, and it's brilliant. You know, I mean, you watch people who've obviously spent years doing the same thing, and they've learned all the little, you know, quirky things that Blender has about texturing, and they've mastered it. Good luck to them. I just haven't got the time to do that. UCU paint thing. Oh, is that an app? Oh, is that an add-on? Oh, I've not heard of that. Okay. I might have to have a look at that. To be honest with you, I don't think I'm ever going to stop using Substance Painter. I didn't like it when Adobe took it over, and I never went down the Adobe route for a long time with Substance Painter because I didn't like what they did with it. There was nothing wrong with Substance Painter before, but you know, they've kind of got their act together on it now, and literally the last version of Substance Painter, the update to it, is absolutely amazing. They really have sorted out a lot of the little niggly things that some Substance Painter used to have, like speed. I must give it to Adobe. They have actually made Substance Painter pretty good now. But they hadn't done anything for years with it that really inspired me to upgrade, so I always stuck with the original. All right, okay, thank you. I'll have a look at that. Let me grab that address and open it up. I don't mind buying add-ons or getting add-ons or using add-ons if they're useful. And I've learned a lot from Pantheon. Oh. It didn't grab that. It grabbed the chat. What? Okay. UCU paint. Oh, you can do stacking as well. Oh, it also does baking. Oh, I'm going to have a look at this. One of my pet gripes with Blender and texturing and something. This one's free. Thank you for that. I'll have a look at that. Because, you know, sometimes, although I've got the workflow with Substance Painter, you know, pretty, I mean, it just in and out straight away, apply the textures and you're off, you know. That's what I love about it. But sometimes you just want something really, really simple. And actually I might do that over in this other corner as well. Let's cut this other corner. I am just so confident now with UVs. It's scary. Mark seam. Okay, I think I'm pretty much there on this now, and that should now unwrap. Oh, hang on, I know I didn't do. Oh, I did. Right, I did do the corners. Yeah, I did the corners, right. And then do edits in Blender. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was, you know, what I was thinking. Sometimes you got something really, really small, like, for instance, you know, a handle on a door, for instance, and you just think, oh my God, you know, I've got to go through that whole process. I find Substance Painter to be excellent for handling massive workflows. I mean, I did my plasma generator, my plasma gun cannon, you know, which was a big build, and then the one I did yesterday was the atrium, the mini oxygen atrium, which was again a very big build. Substance Painter just handles it. It just, you know, it's just amazing. There we go. Let's just straighten these up. Ooh, why does it do that? What? I mean, it doesn't... Okay, so it's a bit wonky, but... I think why it does it is because there's stuff like this near it, right? And it hasn't got enough space to square it up. So it just goes... Ugh. It's quite funny. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's a bit off skew, because it's a wonky door. It's supposed to look a bit odd. See, what is that about? No. So weird. I have no idea why it does that. But I think that's fine for the door. The rest of it is absolutely fine. And it doesn't matter if it's a bit distorted. Yeah. I'm not going to be, you know, again, like, how much time do you want to spend on some certain things? I doubt very much whether this is UV unwrapped. Oh, okay, no, that's also fine. That's good. Okay, this probably not unwrapped. No, it isn't, and I think it'll be crap. Yes, it is. We've got 4 of those, so it's worth actually unwrapping this correctly. But again, don't need to actually spend too much time on this because most of it's hidden anyway. The only bit that isn't really is this outside bit. I think that's fine. 1, 2, there we cut both that way. And it should be cut on the ends, so that's fine. Boom. There we go. Cool, that's fine. So we select that one, that one, that one. I believe, yeah, I believe that they're all the same. They're just resized. Yeah. Okay, it's just this. Now I know the geometry on this is not. Oh no, I must have tidied this up. Yeah. I must have tidied this up. Yeah, I need to unwrap this properly because it'll just look crap. There and then there. I still think it's not going to be ideal, but it should be fine. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's fine. It's going to be so high up in the thing anyway, no one's going to see it. Yeah, I think that will. That'll be fine. That's fine. Control A. Pack. This I know I paid for this, right? There's very few add-ons that I ever pay for, and I really only like if I use the demo version, and I think I'm going to use it. And this I think this UV unpacker was one of the things that I bought, like one of the oldest things I ever bought. And yeah, it's to me it's well worth the money. Well, it's not like hugely expensive anyway, but it's so worth the money. In my opinion, it's worth the money because I just hate doing, well, I used to hate doing UVs. Now I love doing them. Windows are done. That needs to be doing. I got a feeling that that and that is the same thing. I think that window and that window, pretty sure, is the same. No, it isn't. Okay. Okay. We've got 2 textures on there. Well, the UVs are right on that. Okay. Actually, no, they're not. Okay, let's just unwrap that and see what it does. Oh, they're stacked. Okay. Okay, let's just unwrap it. Let's just unwrap it. Better. That's better. Okay. And then let's do the same for this. Mark seam. UV unwrap. Okay, that's fine. Again, the glasses are stacked, so fine. Right, okay, so I think now we've got everything. Yeah, okay, and this one, and this one. Yeah, okay, we're good. So we've got the drain pipes, which, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to touch the drain pipes. So now we've got the roof. I don't think I touched the roof. No, I didn't. Okay, the roof is fine. The walls. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine as well. Okay. What's happening there? A little bit out. Floor. Ooh. Nasty. Hello. Ah, Silky. How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome to my Saturday stream. I'm trying to finish off this this Victorian style kind of steampunkish shop. And, yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing very well. I've had a busy week at work, and I find every evening I try to finish off. I don't know whether you follow me on Instagram or what, or you've seen maybe some of my stuff on the Discord, but yeah, I find it really relaxing to just mess around with Blender in the evening when I come, finish from work. It's I find it kind of therapeutic. Ooh, I think I might need to expand them. I'm not really. Okay. They're not even hitting the wall. What? I thought that was a bit strange. What is going on there? Blender and gaming at the same time. Crikey. What game do you play? I think I've followed you on Twitch, but I think because of the time difference, I never really catch you on Twitch. That's the only problem. What games do you play on Twitch? I'm not really. I don't consider myself a gamer. The last game, if you like, I played was Little Nightmares. I did version 1 and version 2, and I'm really looking forward to version 3 because it's a collaborative game, and it's all about puzzles and such like, but it's also It's got quite a lot of jump scares in it, and I quite like that kind of game. You know, it's pretty good. Ah, okay. Valorant. Ah, right, okay. Wow. So do you do that on 2 different computers or the same computer? Because you must have a hell of a good graphics card to play games and do Blender. Same, blimey. Wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, I suppose, I mean, I've got a 3060 Ti card, which is, to me, you know, mind-blowing. I mean, I'd love to get a better card, but I can't afford it at the moment. But, yeah, I mean, if you've got like a 4090 or something along those lines, yeah, it could probably cope, but I'm not so sure our 3060 could cope with doing both of those things. But I can run Blender and Second Life at the same time. 3060, yeah, it's a brilliant card. It's and I specifically got the 3060 Ti because of the spec of it, right? And it's just one of those cards that hits the sweet spot on price and speed, you know. And yeah, it's a good. So the only thing I've got left now to do are the floors, which somehow I have. Ooh, come on, show me the inside of the building. There we go. I need to isolate the floor out and unwrap it because I screwed up the unwrapping on this. And I'm redoing this building. This building's been sitting around. Morning Stark has helped me out again. And oh, that's actually UV unwrapped. Okay, that's actually perfect. Interesting. Oh yeah, the stairs, they got to be UV unwrapped as well. So why is that screwed up? I should be able to map the UVs, hopefully. Yes, I can. Fantastic. Nope. Did you finish house planning? House planning. House planning. I don't know. Oh, you mean the Philippines house? Is that what you mean? The actual real house I designed? Yeah. So yeah, which is really good because they're using those that diagram and the drawings and everything I did, and they've already put the floor to the second level. So yeah, they're working on that now. And they're actually finishing the floor off today. The second floor, you know, the floor of the second floor, it's reinforced to fuck, if you don't mind me saying so, because of the earthquakes in the Philippines. So we massively overspec'd on the strength structure, the infrastructure. So we doubled up on everything. We doubled up on absolutely everything. So obviously, what you need in the Philippines is and unfortunately, this is where people cut corners when they build houses in any country. The floor is the second floor flawless? No, a second floor, like ground. We've got ground, and then the next floor. I guess you call that maybe the first floor. I guess maybe that is that the first floor. Some people call it the second floor. But yeah. But yeah, and obviously with earthquakes and such like, you don't want the worst thing. You don't mind cracks in walls because they're repairable, but what you don't want is building collapse, and that's where people die. And what tends to happen is the pillar structure is what people cut corners on. And so if you don't have the pillars, you know, that around the structure of the house, of course your house falls over. It literally falls over like a deck of cards. And we seriously overspec'd on it because of that. Oh, what the hell is that? That's what's screwing it up. We don't need that in there. So yeah, it's coming on well, and of course the next thing is walls. So we've ordered the bricks. Start building the first floor, second floor, whatever it is, the next one up. We're very lucky because my wife's brothers are carpenters, builders, electrician. No, we don't have an electrician, but we've got a next door neighbour who's an electrician. I mean, again, you know, it's one of these things, it's about all who you know. And what is going on with this UV? What is this? It does help. It does actually help when you've got friends and relatives and such like who are builders, and it also, you know, we're paying them the going rate as well. We're not cutting corners on things like that. Family just made, yeah, well they all do construction. Most of them do construction. So she's a bit daunting when I first met her because she's the only daughter in the family and she's got 9 brothers. Well, she had 9 brothers, 2 unfortunately passed away now. But yeah, so when I first met her and went over, I thought, shit, I better behave myself. She's the only daughter of the family, and yeah, she was the apple of her daddy's eye. He was a lovely man. Big family, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean big family, and nearly everyone lives in the same barrio, what they call the barrio. Yeah. So they're all, you know, within shouting distance, which is quite nice. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant when we go there. I don't know, what is this doing? I don't understand what this is doing. Okay, I think what I need to do is let's make that a seam. There we go. I don't know quite why that's screwed up like that. Very weird. Anyway, okay. We're getting there. This one, yeah, straightforward. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. Pretty much there. So I don't know if anyone knows what Little Nightmares is. I don't know whether anyone's ever heard of it, but I love it. I love it as a game. It's just really, really good, and it's kind of the only game that I play, to be honest, or have played in the last few years. I used to be into World of Tanks and World of Warships, but I found it really toxic. I hate stuff that's toxic. So this is Little Nightmares. It's really, really good. I really love it. It's lots of puzzles and lots of things you've got to work out. It's had amazing ratings, and version 2, Little Nightmares 2, was really, really good. So I'm expecting 3 to be even better. But yeah, it's got some pretty scary bits in. It's all about timing and puzzles and climbing, and you know, it's really good. And the next version is actually you can collab in it, and the second person doesn't have to have a licensed version of it. So you can collab with someone, and they can play the game with you as the second character in the game, because the first character has got like this little helper, but they kind of help you out, but you've got no control over what they do. Whereas in version 3, the second person is actually going to be able to help you, and because they can control the character. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Right. I'm going to highlight this lot now. In edit mode, stupid. Right, let's save this. Right, I should now be able to export this out to Substance, and here we go. What I love about Substance as well is I've made all those changes with the UVs, and if you look at the UVs on here, they're crap, right? I mean, they're all over the place. It depends on what you're, right. But if you can just re-import the mesh and it brings everything in again. I'm not worried about this because it's just a chain, but ooh. Oh, of course it's layered the UVs, isn't it? I might have to re-import it from scratch, I think. It's not doing it right. Not that it makes that much difference anyway, but I haven't actually I haven't baked the UVs yet anyway. So we go to texture settings, 204, bake the mesh maps, take the ID off and make that 2048. Boom. They're looking good. So this is exactly what I use Substance Painter for. It's a good tool. It's literally a tool, and it's very good at doing its job of texturing. It's very easy to use. There's quite a lot on there actually. But you see, I find it can just handle all this. It just works. Something not right actually about the windows. What is it doing? Ooh, something's screwed up about the windows. Interesting. Something's not right, is it? Something's not right about the windows. I might have to redo them. Okay. Yeah, something's not right. See, the thing is, if I start texturing this, right, it's just going to look weird. Yeah. Oh, no, okay. That looks fine. Don't know why the shadings... Let's just do something a minute. So if I... Glass... Yeah, it's doing something slightly odd. Yeah. Very weird. Something's not right. Something is not right about the windows. It's interesting. What's not right about the windows? Okay, let's start with this one here. Let's just readdress this. Yeah, definitely too many updates. What's not right about these windows? 16. So that's 54. That should be. You see, look, right? See, you can see there's something not right. There's something not right with this. Don't know what it is. What is it? I wonder, is it because there's still something screwed up on the mesh? Clean up, fill holes. Doesn't actually say like it's doing anything. Okay, so let's just go back to the UV again. Maybe there's something about this that it doesn't like. What doesn't it like? Okay, let's unwrap this in a different way then. Unwrap angle based. Ooh. See, that's interesting. No, you see, there's something's twisted, isn't it? Look, something's not right about. Yeah, something's not right. That's kind of right, but again, you see, look, yeah, we're getting this kind of doubling. Okay, what if I do something like, let's just seam everything. My goodness, my wife's voice. I don't know whether you can hear. Hang on, let me just close the door. Her voice carries. Right, okay, so this seems to now have separated literally everything out. into separate pieces, which is fine if it works, right? Okay. UV maps. What was the other thing that was really screwed up? Was this, wasn't it? I mean, it was like not just a little bit screwed up, it's like one great big... Oh, I know why it's like that. I know why it's like that. It's because... Yeah, that's better. It's fine. What was the other thing that was like really weird? Was this... That looks fine to me. I don't really understand why it had like really weird shading down the side. I don't know. Strange. Okay. Let's try again. File, export, FBX. We don't want lamps or cameras or empty or other. We just want mesh. Okay. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's just do a new file, actually. New select. We're going to start off from scratch. 2048. Okay. Bake maps. Take off the ID, change the resolution. I find actually that 2K is fine for most things I ever want. I know some people like to go up to 4K, but I just, for me, oh yeah, that's better. I can tell straight away that that's better. Some of it is really screwed up. What is the bottom part there? I don't know. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Okay. Yeah, it's still not right, is it? Something is not right. I think I know what the problem is. I think it's because I am sharing the same texture with a lot of different object, different mesh, and yeah, so that's working fine. Yeah, that's working perfectly okay now. So if I look at wood, I think I use charcoal. See, if I apply this on here, there's going to be a lot of it. It's going to go, seeing it's screwed up. I think it's because I'm sharing the same material with lots of different objects in this in this, and yeah, I think that's what the problem is. See, I'm sharing the same black material, the same material with the sign as I am the wood effect and the roof and various other things, and I think that's what's screwing it up, and that's what's screwing it up down here. Look. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'm quite confident that that is what the problem is. Okay, I'm going to do that another time. Ooh, like that effect. That's pretty neat. I won't keep that, but it's actually pretty neat effect. And I'm just going to play around with this. I think what I need to do is to assign different textures to brick. So if I put yeah, something's not right about this. Okay, so I need to go in and assign materials correctly on this, really. But yeah, I've been able to. The windows I'm very happy about. They look so good. They look like proper windows. And there's something really screwed up there as well. Oh, I think it's tilted, isn't it? Yeah, so this still needs a bit of work doing to it. But anyway, I'm happy with actually how much better this looks. The windows was something that really bugged me. So yeah, I need to assign proper materials to each of the parts rather than sharing the same material across different UV maps, which is screwing it all up. Which is not a problem. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day because I need to get on and do some real life world stuff, and I've been sitting down for a few hours, 2.5 hours now. Well, actually longer because I was working on this earlier. So, but yeah, thank you very much for coming to my stream, and Mornis Stark, thank you for your other tips and hints and tips and stuff. It's always good to learn new things. I think one of the things is obviously to remember to keep looking at this transform pivot point thing sometimes when I don't always remember to go to this and select that when I'm working. As I say, I generally tend to only go to it when things start going wrong, and then I think, oh yeah, I've got to change the pivot point. But yeah, well, thank you very much, and I will hopefully see you. I might be able to stream tomorrow, but yeah, thank you very much for watching and visiting and supporting, etc. So I will see you again soon.